We are now ready to put a lot of the different concepts that we've talked about together and actually start connecting things. You've already done this in the lab, so this is just going to be an extension of how we can solve even more difficult circuits. So this chapter on DC circuits, we're going to start about topics of EMF and terminal voltage. And with that, we're going to talk about the idea of modeling. We'll look at resistors in series, resistors in parallel, resistors in, I still can't spell, resistors in series parallel, we'll talk about Kirchhoff's and his rules or laws, depending on who you talk to. You'll notice I usually call it Kirchhoff's laws, but Giancoli calls it rules. We'll talk about polarity. Very important topic for us when we solve circuits. And then we'll do the branch method. To solving circuits. And after we do the branch method, we'll talk about series and parallel EMFs or battery sources. Then we'll look at RC circuits. And that is going to be both charging and discharging. And after that, then we will do some RC circuit examples. And we'll talk briefly about some circuit techniques, one of those called the Thevenin. Now this is not in your book, but we'll talk briefly about it, how we can simplify things with this method. And I may throw in nodal analysis just for those that are interested, and then also mesh analysis. Now, going through this chapter, I'm going to assume that you know how to solve multiple equations with multiple unknowns. So once I get the equations set up, the next video is just going to have the answer, and I'm going to assume that you know either by hand or by calculator how to come up with those values.